What's up, A3 crew? Pilot 83 here, bringing y'all a video on how to use Simbrief to create flight route plans and how to take that information and implement it into Microsoft Flight Simulator. So when I made my video on the A310, a lot of y'all had questions about the FMC, about how do I implement manually this information from the FMC, from Simbrief into the FMC. Are these real flight routes? Can you use a real flight route for that's happening that day, and so forth? So I thought I would make a video going over that. It'll be a two-part video, and this will just tie in with my A310 series. So this first part will just go over creating a flight route and setting it up very realistically, still beginner friendly. And then in the second part, we'll go just dive right back into the FMC and just cover taking all this information and put it into the A310 FMC, just so it's not too much to take in. So there are 3 sites we're going to want to use. Number 1 being Simbrief. All right. Number 2 being something like Expedia, Kayak, Google Flights, so you can see real flights that are happening that day. And then you want to use this site called Airfleetsnet, and I'll show you how all of that ties in together. Okay, so first let's get started. So this is Simbrief. Go to simbrief.com, go ahead and register, make yourself an account. All right, you're going to be prompted with paid versions. Skip those, deny them, download it. Free version will be on your PC, and that is all you will need. All right, from there, go to dispatch system, new flight. Here we go. And in here is where we're going to create a real flight plan, flight route, and so forth. So to get started, we need to put in our iCal codes, where we are departing and where we are headed. If you do not know the iCal code of the airport, you can just do a little Google search. It'll be in the Wikipedia. You'll see iCal, then in highlighted the KATL. That is what you will use. So you'll see some previous flights there. Go ahead and put in all this information, KPNS, then cattle. All right. Now, if we're using live weather in the sim, obviously this is going to be very important. So say I want to do a flight tomorrow. And if I want to copy the actual real flight that I'm copying and flying it in the sim, all this, like I said, it's really gonna matter. Now, if you're using default weather or whatever you want to use, then this doesn't matter. Okay, so now aircraft. Go down A310, and you will notice if we go under variant, you'll see any builds A310 MSFS. All right, and you'll see a flight route has already appeared. There's different routes we can choose. This is one. So next thing we're going to need to do is choose an airline and a flight number. Now with the A310, things will be a little bit different because there's only, I think, 4 airlines that still use the A310, and it's not used in my area. Not important though. We're just assigning this to an airline and giving it a flight number. This is really not important. So we'll go to something, let's say I like to go to Expedia. So go to Expedia if you want to go there. Like, so you can do Kayak. Google Flights is a big one people use. Put where I'm flying from, where I'm going to. Departing, I want to do tomorrow. All right. and make sure you're doing one way and not round trip. And now we'll just go down here and find a actual flight that's happening tomorrow. Now you'll see some that are non-stop and some that have one stop. For this video, we're going to do no stops. It can be done where you put stops in, but it is much more complicated. And to keep this user friendly, for now, we're going to do non-stop. So we got one here at 9:35 a.m. So we can come down here, click this, show details. So Delta 2240, 9:35. So 2240 airline. If you don't know the airline code, you can Google that as well. Delta Airlines is DL. And the time of that is at 9:35. All right, so we got that put in. Now we need a registration and a call sign. The call sign is going to be the airline and the flight number. So Delta Airlines 2240, so that's already there. So we need a real registration. That's where the site Airfleetsnet comes into play. So you go to airfleets.net. Mayan is one of the very few that still fly the A310. So we'll click that, click on Mayan Air, see Iran. All right. Then we will see A310-300, 8 active, 1 parked. We've had 3 scrapped, 10 historical ones, 22 total. So we'll go down here to active. All right. So if you wanted to do a plane in your area like 737 or something, and you know the airline, you could do the same thing. Just type in the airline, and you could even find the plane and the registration of the same plane that does that same route. You could get all that information off from right here. The A310, I'm not going to find that. Just because I think they're all Middle East airlines that I think they're the last ones that still use it. So for me, this part's not going to be important. But like I said, if you had like the A320, 737, and say it was Delta Airlines, you can search Delta Airlines, then click on the A320, and then just go down. And when you click registration, you can go down and you can see recorded flights. So registration for this plane, EPMMP. Put that in. VIN number could stay the same. Units, depending on if you use kilogram or pounds in an area. Put that in there. All right. We see our departure runway, arrival runway. Selected route, suggested routes. We can view all routes here. They're all a little bit different. All right, and when we click it, you'll see the distance 276 nautical miles plus 16.7%, and which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, what that means is, so if this was a straight line from here to here, it'd be 276 nautical miles. But since there's a little bit of, see, of an angle here, it is that plus 16.7%. So you normally want this to be lower. So you could choose another flight route that was lower. But I mean, for the sim, this isn't going to matter. Historical weather, I said you're probably going to be flying live weather, so that's not a big deal. So we have that set up. See if I miss anything here. I don't think so. All right, and we can go to then up here to generate flight. All right, now we have a flight generated. Delta Airlines flight 2240. We're departing Pensacola, arrival Atlanta. All this good information here. We will be using most of this here for the FMC. We will be putting in our waypoints as well. Now, if you want to see a more detailed view of this, we can go to View PDF. And this would be like what the pilot would be really looking at as they're setting the plane up. And like I said, we're going to take this information in the next video and put all of this in. Feel and everything. All right. Got our waypoints. Flight log here. And it's that simple, guys. And that's just a little something to add more realism to the sim for you. All right. I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, this is something I do in my free time when I am, usually when I'm doing long flights, like cross-country flights, this becomes really helpful. And I'll actually find like a real plane and set the real time to that. Like I said, it makes things just really, really neat. But I hope this helps y'all. In the next video, like I said, we're going to take this information and I'm going to show you how to put this into your FMC on the A310 manually. All right, guys. Till next time, I am Pilot 83. United we fly, guys. Peace.
If you made it this far, thank you so much. If you like this video and you feel like I earned your subscription, please hit that subscribe button and that like button so you don't miss out. Until next time, guys, see you in the air.